I want to composite the shot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children levitating in the air with this background over here where I have a lake, okay? And I'm gonna put a rock in the foreground, okay? I'll select all my footage and I'll put it in here, drag and drop, and remove the Windows interface. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids levitating in the air. Okay, this was, oh, here, kids. There's a rock and there's a background. This is already pre-keyed, okay? So it was green screen and removed the green screen just quickly for the purposes of the exercise now. Okay, so what I will do is, well, you notice this is connected, so that's why we're able to see here. What I want to do is just merge all of these together. Like, I want them all in the same image. So I need something, I just clicked on, pressed on the tab button in the keyboard to get this list, and I write merge, and I press enter, and I get this merge node. Okay, I want to merge all of these things at once. How do we do that? Well, B sounds like a background. Let's do that. And let me connect this viewer to here. And then I want to have the foreground. So that's going to be something like A. Okay, so I will organize first my foreground by distance from the camera. So this is the furthest one. And I will start by the furthest one because the last one you add is the closest to the camera. This is the furthest one. These two are about the same. Then this one, then this is the closest one to the camera. Then we have the rock, but then the rock I'm going to put somewhat separate, okay? Because I want to do some additional work on it. Good. Let's connect this. I go to A and select connect this one. I get a message, a warning about the frame rate. I will discuss this later, okay? But now we just want to go smoothly and fast with the compositing. So I'll just add this one and ignore this one for now. And you notice every time I add one, so A4, and then I get A5. If I connect A5, I'm going to get A6 somewhere here, okay? So every time you connect one, you get an additional input. Good, okay. Well, I can add the rock now, but I want them to be in the right place. Okay, let me just put them first in the right place before I add the rock. I want them to be levitating somewhere in the background there, somewhere above the lake. So that would mean I need to reduce their size to give the impression of distance from the camera. Let's do that. Reducing is a transformation. So I'm going to need something like a transform node. So again, press on tab and write transform. And I will press Control and connect to this. Okay, you don't need to do to press Control and connect every time. What you could do is just press on the node, and then you go tab, and then you get the last node that you've used automatically, and then you get it here. Okay, so we're going to do the same. I'm just going to give a little bit of space between these nodes this way. Okay, so same thing, tab, transform, connected, tab, transform, and tab, transform. Good. I then go to the last one. Well, every time I get transform, and when this is selected, double-clicked, I get this, this gizmo over here, all right? So let me go to the last one, and I can move him around, or here, when I double-click, I get the parameters. Well, I just need to make him smaller, okay? So that is going to be something like scale. Let's go with that. I'll try 0.1, because I need him to be really far above the lake. I can't see him now because I've got the other kids, but that's fine. That's kind of the right place. Then I move to this guy over here, and I'm going to move him a little bit to the right. Scale him down to 0.22 maybe, yeah. And then move him somewhere here. Can you see him? Very far, okay. That's him, all right. And then I come here to the girl, and I reduce her size to about the same, and then move her to the left. And I'm going to go to the other girl, reduce her size, 0.2, probably 5, and put her somewhere here, a bit higher. It's interesting to have some sort of overlap between people if they are, I mean, just to give the impression that actually they are in give the impression of realism, okay? If they're all separate from each other, it's going to be, well, it's just better, okay? It's just better to have it. So I prefer to have this girl a little bit in front of the other, and what we see is her feet are covering the other's face, but they are going to be moving around. They're going to be levitating, so it's okay. This is just the first frame. But I really like sometimes to have this kind of. It's just an artistic choice. Good. Let's go now to the last kid, and it's the guy over here. It's fine to have him in the foreground, but I don't want him to be that close. So we're going to reduce the scale again to 0.3-ish. Let's push him even 0.27. All right, something like this. You could push them even further, but I prefer to keep it like this, just so that you're able actually to see the kids. I'm not sure how much of the screen you're able to see, but I want you to be able to see them levitating in here, okay? So now I can come and adjust their position, just double-clicking on the transform. This is fine, this is fine. Probably the kid here could move a little to a bit above. All right, something like this. Overlapping is always good. Is always good. Okay. Probably this one doesn't have to be that far. Should I bring him closer? Yeah. Cool. Nice. Okay. What do I need now to do? I need to bring in the rock. Okay. What I've done, well, actually, I need to have a reason to explain a few nodes. So I have done a bad job about the rock to justify using some additional nodes. This is our rock, and I'm going to add with the E6 over here. That is not E6, that was A3. Let me just try to get my A6. I'm going to move this one a little bit around to get my A6. Okay, this one around, and this is my A6. And I connect it. Same story about the frame rate. We will talk about that. Okay, stuff that we do actually in the beginning, but I just wanted to dive directly into a compositing to show you how easy it is. Here is our rock, very badly cut. Well, I want to have the limitations to show you how you can manipulate things. I can only, as you can see, because it's very badly cut from here, and this is rubbish, and this is all very badly cut. You see the white line here, the white border. I can only use the top part here and this side. Well, this means I need to do something about it. I need to mirror it. Let's first transform it. Let's first reduce, or shall we start with mirroring? Let's start with mirroring. Mirror, and so this way you can flip it, right? All right, so there's vertical flip or horizontal flop. We're going to go with the horizontal flop. And then comes our transform as well. I'm going to bring transform a bit earlier. Before, okay, there's transform, and I am bringing it here. I just want the rock to be in the foreground, just to create some, well, just for artistic choice. All right, I want to cover a bit these. I'll just move it around here. I want to cover these very saturated herbs. Like I've got some saturated green here. I know I can work with the color correction node, but for now, it's just a compositing thing, okay? I'm going to make it a bit bigger, 1.1. That should be enough, 1.1. Okay, so what do we have now? We have something in the background. Let me just move it a bit up. That is it. So I only used what I needed to use, and the rest, the rubbish, is hidden down. Well, I had to come up with something bad to justify the use of mirror, to justify the use of, again, of transform. And because stuff that is in the foreground, when you're filming and you have the kids in focus, you are going to have this one blurred. And you're going to have the background blurred. So I want to blur this one. What do I do then? I just come here and press tab and write blur. And we get a blur. And let's say just try in here. 10, too much. 2, okay. 3. Actually, I'm just mimicking the behavior of a starter, okay, of a beginner, just to show you actually how easy it is for somebody who would want to start. Okay, size 3 should be fine for blur, and we're done. We are done. Okay, finished. So, and we've done this in a little about 10 minutes. All right? Obviously, the purpose of this exercise is not the compositing itself, but to show you how easy and simple and visible it is to work with compositing with nodes.